So let's talk about the wing. We have the guest wing over here and in the basement, right? Second floor. Here it's probably, I think, her son and her daughter and their friends or whatever. We wanted to make sure that we had, this room has a sliding door and a deck. So this is the only room where we put in all new doors. We really didn't change the shape of this room. And we wanted to take advantage of, again, the new sliding doors that are coastal. We had to repair the deck, so we painted the deck railings and finished the rotten pieces here. But love these windows and doors; they're just phenomenal, Marvin. And then the only closet that we kept the interiors because it was suitable and we could save some money was this one, and it does the trick. And I just like having the better doors. It just makes a huge difference. We love the door hardware. And then the hall bath, of course, is like right off in between these rooms, which I think is important. And we'll go in here and see. We have designed originally the stackable Miele to be here. We didn't have enough room to make it a door closet. But I think it's great to have a second set for this, for your personal belongings and people that come out to stay. And there's a full, washer dryer in the basement. We kept one closet, just one, and that was the original one, but that's like linen closet and towels for the guests. And the bedrooms both have wall-mounted TVs. This one doesn't have the deck. I think there were twin beds in here that probably will go back as twins. And just changed all the recessed lighting, everything. We took out the old cans and we made this, these are the 3000 LED or 2700 lumens, so that it's the color of sunlight. And I think choosing a light, warm white really makes a difference. It's just beautiful. Here, on a sunny day, it's just incredible. So let's talk a bit about the bath. All right, my typical, well, it's not typical. This is a contemporary version of porcelain. And I just changed what we do with patterns. So the floor pattern is more stacked. It's not, it's not alternating or what they call running bond or what they call subway. And as large of tile as we could get from porcelain. This is one of the Cancos tile lines that I love. I think it's Laverno. And we use our, recess. This one has electric, and the master bath has electric, and the electrician screwed up. He didn't look at the specs and didn't have the electric. And then we were like, oh my God, I can't believe it that we had to wire this from the other bathroom to put the electric in here. It was nuts. Medelli, we had to change the drawer. My millwork guys were great. Changed the drawer size because we wanted an undermount sink. Crosswater, different versions. I think it's Leighton in the other bath, and this is Darby, I think. The toilet and the fixtures, and I'm really very happy with it. We actually did my Starfire glass and the big shower. When we went in here, double, as many towel bars as I could think of. So double bar here, stacked towel bars because there's probably 2 different sets of people here. An incredible skylight, again, that was up in the attic when we could see it. And I said, okay, adding a skylight. And we actually had to wait. It was incredible. They had to wait for the metal. The supply chain side of COVID is never going to go away. I don't think it's ever going to go away because here it is 2023 and we just still have a year for sub-zero and problems with metal and problems with the costs. None of the supply materials are coming down. Costs, they're staying up. Added a window in here, even though it's obscured. We did a temporary film because they didn't bring me my obscured glass windows, but we can fix that. One of the things I've discovered and love is this, and it's no big deal. It's a Roburn taller medicine cabinet. They'll put the shelves where they really want them, but I think it makes a huge difference to have more storage and a mirror that's full length. You could probably also put them in the back of doors, but I wasn't sure, so we just made sure we had that here for what we know is a very busy bathroom with the kind of amount of people that are in the family that comes to visit and spend time on the beach. But let's go see the master suite side, which is now called primary, but I always seem to call it master, so I don't know. We're going to pull down the attic stair, which is probably right about where we're shooting this from, just so you can see what happens, and it's kind of scary, but when you pan up to show this is a typical ceiling stair, and when I pull it down, that way we can capture it. It used to have a wood ladder, and it was broken, and when I walked up on it and saw it flexing, I'm like, oh my God, this is going to kill somebody. But we run up and down this stair to the attic, which is where the controller is, the air handlers are, the controllers for this guy, the shut-off switch. You know, it gets hot up there. We have to put an exhaust fan. That's probably the last thing we have to do to protect the heat of the attic, even though it's insulated, to protect the controllers for this guy. So this is up here. What's interesting, and they will put a ceiling on the top of this glass elevator of, I don't know what, if it's going to be metal or if it's going to be glass. I hope it's glass. But the drum and the pulley system here and the motor is great because it's not, you know, it removes the danger or the complaints of people that have pneumatic elevators. This is a real elevator, old school. Push the button, call if you have trouble. But it's very exciting to see how elegant it is and how simple they have engineered this. It's just incredible. And the way they install the panels, I hope I can be here to capture that on my little sneak peek so we can see it. But let's see what goes on here with the master suite. Our two zones are when we were at the entrance of the stairs below. That's where Honeywell, the thermostat is, and there's another one up here. Second zone, and here we have a caretaker's room, and I decided because we weren't sure how this is all going to work out, but we made this without finishing the closet so that you could have a day bed go either way. I put a window here because it's obscured and it lets us give this person privacy so people can't see in here, which is helpful, and we have light, which is wonderful instead of it being a Harry Potter closet at the top of the stair. It's actually a great addition for Jessie. And then so what changed is we had to add this whole reconfiguration because before we cut away the floor to make this bigger. So we had to structurally support the opening with all the structural steel and changing, you know, loads and all that stuff with steel beams and splice support and a whole bunch of things that are terrible. If you've never done it before, it's like overwhelming. But done. And it's done so that we don't ever have flexion on the corners and nothing cracks, and it's really glad that it's over. But we couldn't move this wall. You know, we have all these structural things that matter. Point being, there was a closet over there, and the entrance to the master suite was over here on the top of the stairs, this primary, and closets and a bathroom right where I'm standing was where the water closet was, and then around that way, this was really the wall. There was a closet here, and this became, when we come in here, this was really the wall of her bedroom. But we decided to add this as the entrance because now, by adding this entrance, and it's really the south-facing view, it allowed us to give that caretaker room and privacy and separation from the owner. So when you come in here, and this is really the view, this is really why you're here. To see this view is incredible. And I've opened it up by adding a picture window that wasn't there. The bay windows were, but they weren't a solid window. So all these every window new was remarkable because this was so poorly built that there was just sheetrock on the outside, and we had to reconstruct all the time, add plywood, add bracing, add blocking. There's a structural plate here for the roof. There's structural I-beam underneath on the first floor when we go there, because we created bigger. We wanted to make sure that on a beautiful day, you know, she claims that her walker, she doesn't want to lift it up to go out, but I'm not so sure that she won't. I mean, I think the beauty of having this is that you just have a spectacular view. Probably too close to the pool. You know, they have a heated pool that's part of the HOA community right there. But most of the kids and family members are going over across this probably 20 yards of grass to go to the beach there. And I think there's another entrance over there that comes right up to the pool from the water. But as you know, it's obviously a weekday, but there's rarely anybody on the beach. It's very, very amazing and very calming. I mean, the effect of being near water is amazing. And we don't hear the ocean here, which is kind of interesting. It's because of the windows, you know, and doors. They all have that gas in between the panels, and it just takes the noise away, which is pretty spectacular. But I think that having this view it's just the whole point of living is, you know, to have the moments where you appreciate what you have. We added, almost all closets have lighting, LED. It doesn't matter which door you open. And I'm sure that they'll end up doing something more custom, whether you keep it simple or do something fancier, like with California closets. I'd like to have a client really decide what they want to do rather than me, you know, and we can, but we have to map what they need in short, long, and shoes and all that stuff. So I think they're going to do that probably just to make sure they have what they want. But let's go take a look at the primary bath before we head downstairs. So this bath has, for the primary suite, has an entrance from the hall that's right after you get off the elevator. So, you know, elderly people she can come right in here from that side or from her suite. So it was really actually similar in the sense that we had, but we had a separate water closet, which was outside of this hall, so it was a big waste of space in here. And we added a huge closet, which we'll show at the end, and then we added, you know, the ADA compliant grab bars, and we put the Toto toilet in here, my custom double vanity. We did a mixture of real stone honed Imperial Danby countertop, because we used a couple slabs for both the kitchen and here, because she really, really loved this marble. And then porcelain onyx, which the combination of the soft beiges and grays is just, I think, lovely, with a large basket weave floor. So it's taken this to a very contemporary look, and my custom, absolutely love the detail of this drawer. I think I'm gonna do a kitchen out of this because I like it so much. But it's custom furniture. They ended up having to support it underneath because it was so heavy. And so there's another support part underneath the middle. The problem here for us was that the plumber got this wrong. And the hard part for me was I'm working with all different trades. So this time I had to work with a different plumber, a different electrician. I had my main crew out here because I could drag them out from the city. And that's what I needed to depend on. But I have, you know, different floor guys, different, you know, the engineer for the structural waterproofing, the structural foundation, and all of that, and the exterior stucco restoration, you know, not restoration, we just redid the outside. It was amazing. So here I told them, there's no way you're going to put a drain underneath the floor. There's no way, because these are trusses and they can't cut through the trusses that support this house going, you know, wall to wall. So they had to put the drain above the floor, and when we did that, this raised, and so then I said, okay, we got to step. Even if she says she never does, she's never going to come in here. she says she doesn't take a bath. We still added, and I wanted to add, these are very nice, and unfortunately they're discontinued soon. I think they're from Ginger. These grab bars are great, and we have them, you know, where they need to be over on the water closet, the toilet. But love, you know, this hardware. It's a beautiful soaking Kohler tub. And again, all new windows and doors. It was really quite a logistics timeline. I did a my custom glass door, but I did a half round so that you know, she can open it either way. Well, it opens out. It's not both ways. And did the vertical and horizontal with a teak seat here. Infinity drains. We added the window, and again, to me, light was everything here. So we want to make sure with the exhaust that we just have everything we could think of. Schluters on the outside edges that I think do a great job of finishing the corners without being in your face. And the bullnose on the half tile is really kind of lovely because I didn't want to add more. Didn't want to add more things. I wanted to keep it really as clean as I could in terms of how beautiful it looks. And then I added the row to separate, you know, just the pattern of the tile, which looks just like onyx. It's just beautiful. I happen to love onyx, but I would never survive how easily it's affected. It's etched by water. So you're like, wrong place for real onyx in a bathroom, unless it's just completely backlighting and for a visual effect. But it's gorgeous. And then there's this closet, which is much bigger, because we lost it. We lost a closet when we put in the caretaker's room, and we had to do this one with an outside switch, because we really had used up all the switches. But I think all in all, I could say I'd love to have this bathroom and wake up to this view. The tub has quite a view, and I just hope she'll think about it, even though she claims she never will. I think it's phenomenal. So let's go see. The main piece for me is the whole first floor kitchen and our whole new patio in the back, and you know, and the final great ending to a long 2-year trek.